This video is for informational and educational purposes only. It's not a replacement for professional guidance. Always consult with a qualified expert, like a doctor or therapist, if you have concerns. We believe in your journey of growth and encourage you to seek support when needed. Remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. You've got this.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to dig into these important topics.
This time, we're exploring the factors that can influence substance use. And we're basing this whole conversation on Chapter 4 of that recovery guide we talked about.
It's a really insightful chapter packed with useful information for anyone, whether they're on a recovery journey or just want to understand the complexities of substance use.
Exactly. And the goal here, as always, is to help you gain a deeper understanding, so you can navigate life's challenges a little easier, make choices that truly support your well-being.
Sounds good to me. Where should we start?
Well, the chapter jumps right into what it calls personal struggles. Things like wrestling with emotional pain, dealing with constant stress, or even trying to cope with past traumas.
Right. It's like those internal battles can sometimes make a person more vulnerable to using substances, like a way to escape or numb those feelings.
It's almost like reaching for something familiar, something that promises relief, even if it's temporary.
Exactly. And the chapter digs into the idea of triggers. It explains how certain emotions or situations can become almost like subconscious cues to seek comfort or escape, often through substances.
Triggers. Have you ever noticed that in your own life? Maybe certain feelings or situations that make you more likely to think, okay, I need a drink right now, or whatever your thing might be.
Oh, absolutely. We all have those moments where we're more susceptible. The key, though, is to become aware of those triggers, to shine a light on them so they don't control our choices.
That makes sense. It's about reclaiming that power, right?
Yeah.
Not letting those triggers dictate your actions.
Exactly. It's about becoming the author of your own story, not a character reacting to external forces.
Love that. And the chapter reminds us that it's not just our internal world that influences us. It talks about societal expectations and how much pressure we often face to fit in, to be accepted.
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere you look. Think about how substance use is portrayed in movies, TV shows, music. It's often glamorized, associated with being cool or successful. It can be tough to resist that kind of messaging, especially for young people.
It's like everyone's doing it, so I should too. But the truth is, genuine connection comes from building authentic relationships, not conforming to some external ideal.
Right. It's about surrounding yourself with people who support your well-being, who celebrate your true self, not the version you think you need to be to fit in. Those are the connections that matter.
Building that tribe that has your back no matter what. So important. And speaking of feeling weighed down, the chapter doesn't shy away from discussing stress. I mean, who isn't stressed these days, right?
It's a universal experience. And let's be honest, the temptation to use substances as a quick fix to escape that pressure, it's understandable. But the chapter encourages us to explore healthier, more sustainable ways to cope.
Like what? Give us some examples.
Well, it specifically highlights mindfulness and meditation as powerful tools to actually transform your relationship with stress.
Okay, but how does that actually work? What's the magic behind something like mindfulness?
Imagine this. You're feeling completely overwhelmed. Your mind is racing, you're tense, your heart's pounding. Instead of reaching for a drink or whatever you usually turn to, you pause. You take a few deep breaths.
Just breathe.
Exactly. And you pay attention to the physical sensations of each inhale and exhale. You focus on the present moment, noticing the sounds around you, the feeling of your feet on the ground. That's mindfulness.
Bringing yourself back to the here and now.
Yes, and by doing that, you interrupt that cascade of stress hormones. You create a space for calm to emerge. It might not make the stress disappear entirely, but it shifts how you experience it.
Like hitting the reset button, choosing a different response.
Precisely. And the more you practice these techniques, the stronger you become. You build that inner resilience, that ability to navigate those difficult emotions without needing substances to cope.
So you're not just escaping, you're actually changing your relationship with the challenge itself.
Exactly. Okay, we've talked about personal struggles, societal expectations, and stress. What about family dynamics? The chapter touches on that, and it always feels a little complicated.
Yeah, it's a bit of a minefield. I mean, families can be incredible sources of love and support, but they can also be challenging.
Absolutely. And those dynamics can sometimes play a role in substance use, either directly or indirectly. It's about understanding those patterns, setting healthy boundaries, and reclaiming your personal agency.
Can you give us an example of what that might look like?
Sure, imagine someone trying to stay sober, and family gatherings always revolve around alcohol. It's a constant trigger. In that situation, setting boundaries might mean politely declining invitations, suggesting alternative activities, or having an honest conversation with loved ones about what you need to feel supported.
It's about having the courage to say, this isn't working for me, and I need something different. Which reminds me, we need to talk about unpacking trauma. It's a sensitive topic, but the chapter doesn't shy away from it.
And for good reason. Trauma can have a profound impact, and it's often a driving force behind substance use. It's a way to numb the pain, to escape those difficult memories.
So it's not just about forgetting, it's about actually processing those experiences.
Yes. The chapter emphasizes the importance of confronting those past experiences, and it really highlights the value of professional guidance in that process.
Because a therapist can provide a safe space to work through those emotions, help you develop healthy coping mechanisms, start to heal.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that trauma is more common than many people realize. It can take various forms, and its effects can last for years if left unaddressed.
So facing it head on, getting support, that's key to breaking free from its grip. Which leads us to building resilience, something the chapter compares to wearing armor as you face life's challenges.
It's a great analogy, isn't it? It's about equipping yourself with tools and skills to handle those triggers, manage stress, and make choices that truly align with your well-being.
So it's not just about saying no to substances, it's about building a life you want to say yes to.
Absolutely. You're creating a life where those substances no longer hold power over you.
What are some things people can add to their resilience toolbox? We've already touched on mindfulness and meditation, but I bet there are tons more.
Oh, for sure. Exercise, spending time in nature, creative expression writing, painting, music, connecting with supportive friends, nurturing your spirituality. There's no one-size-fits-all. It's about finding what works for you and making it a part of your life.
Building that foundation of strength from the inside out. And speaking of support, the chapter ends by reminding us of the power of support, surrounding ourselves with people who get it.
Because there's immense strength in shared experience. Connecting with others who understand the ups and downs of this journey, it's incredibly validating and empowering.
It's like having a team of cheerleaders in your corner, reminding you that you're not alone in the struggle.
Exactly. And that support can come from so many places. Support groups, therapists, friends, family members who are truly on board with your journey. It's about building a network that nourishes your recovery.
A network that understands, encourages, and celebrates every step forward. So we've covered a lot of ground here today. Personal struggles, societal pressures, coping with stress, family dynamics, the impact of trauma, building resilience, and the importance of support.
And I think the main takeaway here is that substance use isn't just about individual choices, it's about the complex interaction of all these factors.
It's a multi-layered issue, and understanding those layers gives you a better chance of navigating your own path, of making choices that truly serve you. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'll leave you with a question to ponder. How can you apply these insights to create a life that feels truly fulfilling? A life where those substances no longer have a hold on you?
What steps can you take today to move closer to that vision?
Keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, you're not alone on this journey.